Hey guys, Nada here from Flowthemes, here to give you a quick tutorial on how to edit and customize the Instagram templates that you've just downloaded. Special thanks to Janice Craft for all the images featured in these templates. You can always find her on Instagram and check out her work, it's amazing. Also, I will be using a couple of images by Ben Sasso in this tutorial just to show you how to edit the templates. Okay, so first things first, you will receive, once you download the folder, you will find in it the following elements: the source file, which is a Photoshop file that I have opened over here, and it includes all the Instagram story templates. They're all broken down by folders and layers and super easy to customize. Also, you will find Also, you'll find a folder with all the previews. There's over 25 different templates that we've included. And you can use these to announce any new blog posts, any galleries, any upcoming workshops, your travel dates, features on popular blogs and magazines. You can also use it to share some quotes or perhaps include some testimonials that clients have shared with you and you would like to show it to your fans and potential clients. You can also use it for mood boards. We've included a few different templates. You can announce presets, show before and after. You can organize sales and announce the discount, share the codes. So there's a lot of possibility, and please do not stick just to the labels that we've put to the templates, because there's a lot more options apart from the title. Okay, so I'll just move into the next element, which is fonts. We've included over here all the fonts that you'll need to upload to your computer before starting to work with the Photoshop file. Otherwise, you're going to get an error. Well, I assume you know how to add new fonts to your computer, but if not, just select them. For Mac users, choose Open With and Font Book. I already have them installed, so I'm going to skip this step. Okay, and obviously you have the README document, which you would not be watching this video if you would not have opened this one and found the link. Okay, so I will not be going through all of the templates because the technique and the tricks are pretty much similar. I'll just choose a few of them. I have them color-coded over here, just to give you an idea of how to edit the text, how to edit the images and various elements. Okay, so I have over here opened the template called Blog 1. If you expand the folder, you'll see all the elements on here. It's the text, it's the call to action, it's the image, it's the second image. So let's just go step by step. I'll start with the image. By the way, I'm always, just because it's easier for me, I'm always using the auto select option, which allows me to just click on the element and it gets selected right away inside the file. But if you choose to work differently, you can just select whichever element you need from over here. Okay, I'll just go ahead. To edit this image, there's actually two alternatives. The first one would be to just select the layer, choose the image you want to use, and I will just drag and drop it over here. Okay, so it's obviously a bit large and I will resize it in just a second. Okay. Maybe it wasn't a good idea to use this one. Maybe I should have picked another one, but it's fine. So obviously, as you see right now, it does not respect the proportions of the original design. What I'm going to do right now, as you can see, this new image is right on top of the layer underneath it, the main one. So this one. Yep. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold on to the Option key on my keyboard and hover my mouse right in between these two layers until an error appears and just click. What this did, it applied this top layer onto the well, underneath layer, which made the image fit perfectly into our design. What you can do right now is select it and then choose to reposition it, as it works best for you. Like I said, I could have chosen actually a better image probably. Or I'm just going to resize it right now. Just a little bit more. Okay. And right away you see that, well, the text is not readable right now over here. So what I'm going to do is, apart from editing the word stories, it would be like, well, couple shoot, let's say, or intimate, could be an intimate session. So after changing the word itself, I'm going to go here. I have my text selected. I'm going to go here to color, and I'm going to choose a different one. Obviously, if I choose the white one, it's not going to work unless I change this background color. So I'm going to do that just to show you also how to change the background color. Okay, so I'm going to hit OK, and I'm going to go in here. This is our background color. If you see this lock sign, it will not allow you to edit the layer. So click on it, the lock disappears. Now you can easily tweak the background. I'm gonna double click on this one, and as you can see, like, I can change it to red. Obviously I'm not gonna do that because, well, red does not work for me, but black could actually, or maybe like a dark grayish color. Perhaps I want to keep it moody. You can also, just to make it a better match, you can also always go on the image itself and select a color from it. Then it's going to work even better, just because, well, the colors match. So I'm going to keep this one. And I'm also going to change the color of this over text, also making it white. Perfect. See? All looks better already. Okay, so similarly, you can select this text, choose to call it, let's say if you want to indicate location, for example, California. Okay, don't be limited to, whatever we put in here. And the process for this image is going to be exactly the same. You select the image, you drag and drop a new one. Again, really awesome portraits by Ben Sasso. You can either choose to resize it first. I'm just going to apply it first to this bottom layer. Remember, holding on to Option key, hovering between two layers, and then clicking. Okay, perfect. And now I can resize it to whatever I need. Okay. Don't be alarmed if you see text which is oriented, vertically instead of horizontally. The process of editing is exactly the same. By the way, to edit text, I'm not sure I mentioned this already. To edit the text, you select the layer, and you can either hit the T letter on your keyboard or go over here to this T, and once your mouse icon shifts to this, you can easily click on here. So I'm going to select it and say session with Ben Sasso. Ben. Perfect. I can keep that as a dark color, but I would prefer to make it white, as well as this one. Perfect. I just realized I need to show you the second alternative of editing this image. So if you click on the original one, I'm going to remove this one. Here's the original one. So as you can see, it's a smart object over here, and you can double click on it. It's going to open this image in here. So what do? Again, you go take your image, new image, you drag and drop it in here, set it as you need to. I'm going to do it like so, and hit Command S to save it. Close it, and it's in here. Why I love the first alternative more, with applying the image to the layer instead of changing the image inside the smart object, is because right now, if I want to reposition the image inside this, this section, I cannot, because it's going to move the whole section. Whereas if I apply the layer, like I did with this one, with this image on top, I can always reposition it inside in here. So I just find it easier, you know, just like a faster process, but it's up to you to decide. Okay, let's pick another template. Let's go into workshop number 2. Okay, so over here there are 2 elements that I wanted to show you. First of all, it's this, you know, whole element which includes the date. You see here 19 and September. We've made it really easy. It's not even a smart object that you need to tweak. It's just regular text. So what you'll want to do, you go to your T or hit the T letter. You select the part that you need to edit. For example, 19th, I'll put 20. I'll do this one as 21st. Okay. And then you will want to also tweak maybe this part where it says September. So you select it, hit your T letter on your keyboard, the icon changes, you select it over here, and instead of September, I'm going to delete it, I will write February. Okay, I go and I do the same for this other part. February. Okay, perfect, that's all. You can use this, you know, not only for dates, you can use this to emphasize, you know, the workshop name, and use this maybe as like maybe not a watermark, but like a logo mark, you know, or just a really fun element on all your photos that are related to that workshop. So it's really up to you. And the second part that I wanted to show you in this specific template is if you open the image itself, you will find over here overlay. So as you can see, the original image is a bit lighter, but we've added an overlay just so the text over here is more readable, a lot easier to read. So what I'm gonna do is, once I open this image, so it even says over here, see, double click to change image. We've made it like super easy. Even if you don't watch this tutorial, you'll probably know find your way around. Okay, so I'm going to change the image to something else in here. Just take this one. Going to add it in here. As you can see over here, this part is very light, so the text will not be visible. And I'm going to drag it under the overlay. Okay, and hit Command S to save it. Okay, well, it's pretty okay, but you can still tweak the overlay layer even more if you need to. To do that, you double click on it. Okay, you can even change actually the color. So to change the color, you go over here, you click on this one, and over here I can either, you know, switch it up to, well, red, green, whichever color you want, blue. But you can also always go with your color picker on the image itself and choose a tone, you know, that matches really nicely the image, just so it's all in harmony. Once you like it, you click OK, and as you can see over here, the overlay is set to 40% opacity. So if you want to increase the dark part a bit, you can just move it, you know, around over here. Hit OK, I'll hit Command S again. And voila, that's what you get. That's what it was. That's what you get right now. Okay, and just one more note. You can see over here we've included a small element, an icon, which is, well, it's used by Instagram, you know, to remind people to swipe up. If you have this type of elements in the templates. I think this is the only one that you'll find in our templates, but in general, to change the color, if white does not fit you, you select the layer, you double click on it, and this layer style window appears. You go to color overlay, and as you see over here right now I have red, and it already changed. So you can, you can make it dark, you can make it light, you can make it gray, whichever works best for you. I don't want red, so I'm gonna keep it white. Okay, so this was pretty simple. I'm gonna skip the mood board just because I already showed you how to edit the vertical text. So you hit T, you go in here, and you change it to Ben, obviously, Ben Sasso Catch Silva, just because I'm using Ben's images also. Okay, and with the images, I already showed you how to apply overlays. If you need to move anything around, just grab it, drag and drop it, whatever, fits best. I do suggest, keeping more or less the templates as they are, because, they're following certain guidelines, and like visual rules, which make them look really nice. But if you do have to move anything around, I suggest you turn on the rulers, and you do that by hitting Command H on your keyboard, and you'll find in here some lines left by our designers, which are going to help you kind of, keep the margins the same in all places. Okay, so to remove them, after you finish working with them, if you have to move something around, maybe respect this line, or, I wouldn't go in here. But if, for example, I need to set a new line just for myself, where this image starts, I could. So I would add another line, then I would just go here, and move everything around until I'm done. Then to remove the rulers and see the whole picture, you just hit Command H again on your keyboard, and there you go. Okay. Moving on to the next one, that would be a website announcement. Obviously, we've included this template because, well, we want you as Flow clients or potential, future Flow clients to share your awesome, beautiful, really, amazing new websites online via your stories. So you have a few templates in here, depending on, if you like a darker layout or a lighter layout, well, all those options are in there. And you can always tweak the color now, So in here, you do know how to work with images. The only thing that I wanted to show you in here as well, you can see this overlay at the bottom, which makes the transition from the background color into your image very smooth. So in here, to make it like super easy for you, we didn't even create a separate layer with the overlay, but it's all included in here in the background. So all you have to do is unlock this layer, you double click on it, and if you need to select, let's say I would go for maybe grayish color like this. So you just select the color that you need, and the background color changes as well as the overlay. It all looks very smooth, very clean, super easy. Took me just 2 seconds, which is amazing. Okay. Let's close this one and move to the last template that I wanted to show you, which is actually pretty self-explanatory because you have also the text in here. This is an announcement of a new preset, so you can put your name in here, you can put the preset name in here. Over here you have the before and after shots. You'll have to, work your own process in terms of how to connect, resize both images, the before and the after, so they look nice and as one single shot in here. You also have over here a delimiter. This is basically the line, that breaks the two images. It's very easy to change the color. If, for example, you have 2 light images and you need to make this line dark, just double click on it. You go again into the layer style window, color overlay, and you choose it, dark, black, whichever works best for you. Okay, applying images is super easy. Like I said, you can either go into the smart object and drag and drop your image in here, then save it, or as I love to do it, I pick an image, I drag and drop it onto this layer. Okay, resize it just a little bit. Remember to hold on to your Shift key on your keyboard just to keep the proportions of the image once you're resizing it. And to resize an image, you have to click on Command T. Okay, once you see that the layer is selected and ready for resizing, you hold on to your Shift key and just drag and drop it. Well, sorry, not drag and drop it, just move it around until you have the perfect size. Okay. And now I'm going to hold on to the Option key, hover it over here on the layers, and click. Perfect. They're already bringing it, as you need to over here. And just to have the same size, I'm going to duplicate this layer. I'm going to move it up here, just on top of this other one. You see, it already matches perfectly. I'm going to apply it just like so. And right now, as you can see, I have this gap just because they match perfectly. Obviously, your process will be different. But one more trick. If you need to move two layers at the same time, just a little bit to the left. So you select this one, you hold on to your Command key, select this one as well. And now you just have to move it with your, left arrow key to the left. As you can see, it moves very slowly, which is fine in this case, just because, well, I didn't have to make a lot of movement. But if you want to, have it move a lot faster, you hold your Shift key, and then, work with your arrows, and it's going to be a lot faster. Okay. So if this would be a before and after, type of image, maybe I'm just going to apply an overlay to it just to, just so you can see the difference visually to make it. So let's say the before image was a lot more pale. This just, to give you an idea. And the after image is, a lot more contrasty. Okay. Here you go. So I hope you're going to enjoy these templates. They are brilliant, and I think we're going to use some of them also for flow themes, just because they're so awesome. I love the structure and the layout. If you do have any additional questions, in terms of like how to use it, feel free to always message us via Instagram, and we'll be happy to help and explain further how to apply them, how to use them, how to customize them. Okay, so enjoy and have a great day.